looking out of a window. And this was done with two colors, a blackish, maybe a Payne's gray out in the watercolor, and a brownish orange, but I only used two of them. And I did that as a challenge to myself. Yesterday, if you saw the video Robin and I did yesterday, we took a drive down to Bob Ross's grave. And when we did that along the way, it was about a 70-mile drive. So Robin was reading little bits of trivia. And one of the pieces was about a person. And by the way, you're going to hear me say this again in the upcoming video, but one of the people who wrote him, one of the letters he received, said that he or she, the person who wrote the letter, was colorblind and wondered if he could do a painting in black and white. And so Bob Ross apparently did. I haven't seen the painting that was referred to in the trivia article, but I thought, well, that would be kind of cool to do monotone or sepia kind of a thing. So that's kind of what I was thinking when I decided to do this one. I just thought it'd be fun. And then the idea of a person looking out the window, and it came out kind of emotional. It's a kind of an emotional feeling to it. I kind of like it. Now, I don't know who I'll give this one to. I usually paint like colorful, pretty pictures, but this one is like tells a story or something. So I don't know. Let's not put anything on it. I do have a great poem that goes with it. It's called At a Window, appropriately enough, by Carl Sandburg. And it's a relatively short video. It only took about maybe 30, 40 minutes, I guess, to paint this. But I want to show you how I did it and kind of spend some time with you. So thank you for doing that. And let's get started right now. All right, let's get started on this one. So I just want to put the outline of a child looking out the window. This is a little bit of a challenge for me because I don't have a real idea of what I want to do. I sort of do, but I have done a lot of children's book illustrations, and there's been a couple times when the idea of a child looking out of a window was part of the story, including books that, stories that became books that I have written with Robin. So it's not just like assignments, it's self-assigned assignments, I guess you might say. And a tiny little hand here. And most of what I think is going to be here is going to be silhouetted. Does that make sense? So, yeah, illustrating a children's book is a real challenge, and well, they're all challenges, really. But because they have to tell a story, and they have to, not only do they tell a story, but a lot of times, especially if you're working closely with the author, sometimes, in fact, most times I don't work closely with the author. Most times I don't even know who the author is. I work with a publisher, and then I find out. But then there's times when I do. I work very closely with the author or authors. Sometimes it's more than one. And I always strive for the pictures that have a little bit of magic to them, and I don't know how to define what that might be. Like what makes a picture magical. I always think it has to do with the light and the dark. You know, it has to do with the way the light cascades across their faces and across the landscape in the scene. Just having a hard time with this one for some reason. Try to picture a little child here looking out the window. Maybe I should put it, yeah. There's an idea. So, did you guys watch by chance the video I made with Robin where we went to the grave of Bob Ross? That was pretty interesting, I guess. It was it was interesting because Robin was looking up all these little facts about Bob Ross as we drove down there, and she was telling me things. In fact, one of the things she told me was that Bob Ross received a letter one time, and maybe that's part of why I'm doing this picture here. But Bob Ross received a letter from somebody who said that he was colorblind and wanted to know if Bob Ross could do a painting that required no color. And so, according to what Robin read, he did a black and white, I guess you would call it. A monochrome? Is that what you're saying? Monochrome. Let's get this arm a little bit more up. I'm trying to get the hand down here at the bottom, like holding onto or leaning onto the windowsill. Just looking outside. I remember as a kid doing this very same thing. I was always staring out the window. Even today, when like if I go to a hotel, I love when there's a place where I can look out the window. When I went to New York City one time with my son, I had a window. There was a seat near the window. We were up on the 40th floor, somewhere up there, way up there. Anyway, we went way up there, and I was sitting at a seat by the window, and just loved looking down at the traffic. Why do you think that was important to me? I don't know, but it just was, you know. So you see how I want to do this. Let's put a gap, you know, the window pane here. I'll make it a little bit on an angle, I guess. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. Well, it is on an angle, so I guess that it is what it is, right? Maybe I should keep it straight. Yeah, let me make it straight. I think that's a little bit disconcerting for me. Don't ask me why. The window itself is on an angle, but the dividing piece can be straight, I think, or vertical. I always like vertical lines in painting, so this one is being planned. Sometimes I don't plan them. Just draw them in or paint them in. In this case, drawing, I think, is really important because I have a concept in my mind of how to create this picture. So this is going to be a big window, very large window. Now these lines can be on an angle. Looking out the window. What do you think he's looking at? There's the window. There's the two windows, or the one window. I think there should be another piece right here. Goes across. And a lot of this is going to have to do with the light. The light's going to have to play a big role in here. Let's see. I think we're looking at it that way. So this should be a little bit of the wall right here. The inside wall. And a little bit of the inside windowsill where the light is hitting it. And maybe some curtains. I don't know, I'm just trying to imagine things. I always want to put curtains on the window. I don't know why. I just do. Just fill surfaces for the light to hit. That's the main thing I'm trying to do here. So the light would hit there. That would be the shadow. And there would be light there. There would be a shadow there for that. Everything else would be backlit. Let me get rid of this. I want to put some leaves on this window too, like it's overgrown outside a little bit. There we go. That curtain will have some light hitting it also. All right. Well, the rough sketch is in there. Let's see how this develops. And again, I'm going to try to use that the idea of not many colors. Just kind of keep it the browns and the the light colors. I got my palette knives. That was a mistake. I don't know if you saw that video. Some of you have written me and told me how to do palette knife painting. So I'm going to try it again. But right now, I'm not. Oh, wait a minute. You know what I need to do? I want to paint in some vines here. Just some leaves that are outside the window that are just there. I don't want to forget to put them in here. That's why I want to draw them in. Okay. Those are the dark areas. And I think maybe I should plan on a starry sky too. Alright, let's get started. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Alright, let's see what color this is. There's a brown. I'm trying to keep it very neutral colors. I'm going to start with brown because I need to make sure I get the light in there. So very lit there. Very lit on the arm. Just get it lit there. Maybe a shadow there. do this too. These little windowsill things. Maybe it's just not really defined outside. You know what? That doesn't even look like a child. That looks like an adult. Or I don't know what that. I don't know. I'm not really sure. But okay, some lights here on the curtains. It has to get darker and darker as it goes across. All right, let's keep it one color. One color. Just painting it all in there. Hopefully you can see that. Everything's in the dark a little bit. But see, I think this dark that I'm putting in here is going to be even darker. I just have to have a way to start this thing. Because I think I still want it to be kind of dark outside also. Dark but lit, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does or not. All right, let me get the rest of this. Window, pane. Let's get those leaves in there. Get that small brush. Put those little leaves on the window. That vine. Okay, I'm going to make all these darker. Yeah, we'll come back to this. Got to start somewhere, right? I guess we have the idea here. All right, I'm going to make everything darker. So I'm going to use another color, but it's almost like a black or a dark gray. Make everything darker. Because I think I do want the outside to be light. But also dark. Does that make sense? So like the child it's darker inside the house, but it's also dark outside the house. Hopefully that makes sense. I did one of the very first children's books I did was called Live to Sniff. It was 2 puppies, and they always sniffed everything. And they fell in love. The boy puppy fell in love with the girl puppy. And there was one scene where they were pining for each other. And I had them looking out the window. It was kind of a cute book. Alright, let's get some of these here. I just do it as I kind of making it up as I go along. I'm not making it, well, I am making it up, but I mean, I'm making up the decisions about this. Because I'm trying to decide about this. This should be lit, I think. And that's the part that has me thinking I need to make the outside dark, but lighter than the inside. That's where my mind is going. And so the light is reflecting off of the child looking out the window, and I don't know, this might not be one of my best ones. Who knows? Alright, let me use a slightly larger brush. Okay, there we go. A bit darker on the outside here. Whoops. I hit the green by accident. Make it a little bit darker. I have a poem also for this picture from Carl Sandburg. Very short poem. The poem is called At a Window. At a window. Appropriate for this one, right? At a window. I'm at a window. You really can't tell much about this child. So it must be like a teenager. It doesn't look like a little child to me. Now, if I really was doing an illustration for a children's book, I'd have to be sure that this looked like a little child. I'd have to get my reference photos out and stuff. But kind of, I'm just like experimenting or exercising. That's the word, exercising. If somebody says to me, do you exercise? I'm going to say, yeah, all the time. What do you do? Push-ups? Sit-ups? No, I paint. Well, that's not an exercise. I'll say, well, it is if painting is what you want to be good at. All right, now, oh man, I'm not sure what to do now. I'm not sure what to do. I feel like I want to make this different looking. Let's go back to the brown. Let's get the watered down brown. You know what? Let's make these windows look like translucent, maybe. So they're light but dark. Does that make sense? No? What do you mean, no? Anyway, just maybe make these windows a little bit translucent. And maybe I can make some kind of a landscape back there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. When you work with digital, you can change everything so much. When you're working with traditional paint, you really can't. You can sort of change things, but not a whole lot. All right, I want to bring this. See, this is why I want to do this, so that I have that contrast for the side of the arm, the side of the face. So it's dark out there, right? But not as dark as it is inside the house. Yeah, I think that makes sense now. Can you believe, I was watching this thing on TV, Disney World is going to start decorating for Halloween. Like this week, next week. I think it said September 1st. I guess, well, September, I guess that makes sense. And you know what they said? They said they'd do it all in one night. They must have a massive number of employees who work at night. And it showed the guys with the big equipment, you know, with the, what do you call those things? Oh, I can't remember what you call them. But, you know, they can lift whole plants, and they can move whole trees. Yeah, they'll be moving stuff around in Disney World and getting it ready for the Halloween season. And then they have to do Christmas. I don't know. I don't know. That'd be a well, I wouldn't want to do it because I'm too old, but it'd be a fun thing to be witness to. Like if I knew somebody who worked there, then I could say, "Hey, can I sit and watch? Can I watch you guys work? Maybe I could help." Do you guys know what the first building was on Disney World property? Do you know this trivia question? The answer is porta potty. The very first thing on Disney property was a porta potty. That's a funny question. Of course, the workers had to have a place to go. So I'm trying to keep it looking like this light coming in. Light reflecting off of the person at the window, but also some bright spots here on the curtains. And I think I want some dirty spots on the window. Like the window is not that clean. I think it's fun to do winter windows because you can put snow. You put snow on them. All right, I I said I might try some landscaping out there. Maybe some hint of some trees or something. It's almost like a picture in a picture. Something else to make it a little bit darker around the arm, so that light is more. Right there. Yeah. There's a tree there or something. Looking through the trees. I think I'm done. I don't know what else I could do here. I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to read the poem, and then I might come back. Because once it dries, it has a different look to it. Let me smear some of that around. Yeah. Maybe I should make some of those leaves on the window more plentiful. All right, let me let that dry. I've got a short poem for you. The poem is called At a Window, and it's by Carl Sandburg. Give me hunger, O you gods that sit and give the world its orders. Give me hunger, pain, and want. Shut me out with shame and failure from your doors of gold and fame. Give me your shabbiest, weariest hunger. But leave me a little love, a voice to speak to me in the day end, a hand to touch me in the dark room, breaking the long loneliness in the dusk of day shapes, blurring the sunset. One little wandering western star, thrust out from the changing shores of shadow. Let me go to the window. Watch there the day shapes of dusk, and wait and know the coming of a little love. Wow, I like that one. Maybe that's what's happening in this picture. He's waiting for a little love. Just a little bit of love. Yeah. I like that idea. It's a nice poem. I think this is the first time I've read a poem from Carl Sandburg. It's an interesting prayer, isn't it? To ask for loneliness, to ask for hunger, to ask for the things that you really wish would go away, only to maybe to contrast it. Maybe to contrast it with love. Love is maybe love is like light. Like light. Because you can't really appreciate light without darkness. You can't really appreciate love without loneliness. Maybe that's what he's saying. Could be. I think I'm going to add a lot more vines here. Let them be kind of crazy. I think the poem inspired me to make this a little bit more of a story. I like that idea. Yeah, maybe that's what's going on with this person. Maybe this person is just looking for that little glimmer of hope. Something outside the window that might shine a little bit of hope into her life or his life. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I don't think it matters. You sort of have to put some darkness on there to really see the light shining on him or her. So I'm going to do that. It's a little bit of a mysterious kind of picture, don't you think? And I like the whole idea of doing the restricted colors. Keep darkening the shadows on the person. Yeah, kind of make it a little bit more of a story going on here. Yeah, the vines are just a little bit out of control. Alright, let's take the brown again and add some more over here, just to give it something else happening over here. Actually, what I'm trying to intentionally do is to make it a little messier around the edges, make it a little messier, so that when it dries it has that cool effect that watercolor does. And I think I'm going to call it done. As soon as it dries, I'll fold it, and we will have our card. Now, wouldn't that be a cool poem to put inside the card? Alright, I'm going to turn off the camera and let it dry, and I'll be right back. Okay, it's dry. Let's fold it. Make it into a card. Oh man, I kind of like this one. I kind of like that one. Am I holding it in the right place? I don't know why I like this one, but I do like this one. I think I will use Carl Sandburg's title for his poem to be the title for this painting. At a window. At a window. I like the line from the poem, "Let me go to the window, watch there the day shapes of dusk, and wait and know the coming of a little love." Oh my gosh, that is a great line. Carl Sandburg, I think I've just illustrated your poem. Okay, well, thank you for watching and for all of your kind comments and for your support and just for being there. Keep painting. See you later.